Welcome back. We're going on now with further claims from ICE. Like I said, these claims are a mile long. You'd be surprised what they've accused me of. So they're going on about my handwritten letters without prejudice. Now, handwriting means that they have to take time to read them. It's a stall tactic. They actually physically have to sit down and really look at it to read it, because I don't use neat handwriting. I had no intention to. I needed it to be a little bit hard to read because I needed their time. You know, their time's important. They've got work to do. They've got budgets to meet. They've got forms to fill. They've got contractors to deal with. And me, I'm taking up an hour of their time sending them stupid little letters that really are irrelevant, but they have to read them, which is a pain in the ass and frustrates people. And when the people are frustrated, they make mistakes. And when they make mistakes, they send you things like this, which is their evidence in court, which they were never supposed to send me. So basically they gave me all their ammunition and went to war with empty guns. That's how it looks. That's what it is. You know, I've got the evidence. I know how to respond. I know everything they're going to say because I've got everything. So I identified steps that I'll be completing. They haven't actually outlined those. The solicitor then said that another handwritten letter on the 14th of March 2008. And they're going on about me obtaining information from existing ISS staff members. So these staff members are still employed by ISS, and I'm getting their complaints about another third party, and I'm getting them. And it was really starting to tick them off. So I'm concerned that Mr. Aggett's able to access information which he asserts was provided to him by ISS current employees related to the conduct of ISS's workplace relations at Brisbane Airport, now produced in PB 18, copy of handwritten letter. The solicitors wrote to inform that they are planning to register with the Queensland Police. That's me. I was going to register with the Queensland Police. A demonstration to be conducted at the ISS offices at Brisbane Airport, now produced in PB 19, letter dated 9th of April. Remember that letter from the 10th, there was supposed to be a meeting, but they told me it had elapsed prior to this time. So my solicitors also, on the 9th of April, being the same date, Mr. Aggett sent above correspondence PB 19, wrote to Emma Lawyers, accepting the offer of a meeting without prejudice, because that's when I replied to the letter, because I hadn't got it before then. They may have said, by the 10th, but I hadn't received it till the 8th, so I replied on the 9th. Strictly without confidence, the terms of ISS requested that we're given 14 days in which to consult a friend to attend the proposed meeting. 14 days has passed. I believe Mr. Aggett has asked for time so that he can continue planning and coordinating the actions against ISS he foreshadowed said in the earlier correspondence. You're incorrect. That was a very wayward belief, because that wasn't my belief at all. My belief was I wanted to sit down with you guys and with ISS security and have it out with them over a desk and inform them of the damage they caused me for no reason whatsoever, because they picked the fight. They started the fight. I didn't. They did. So they picked it on false information, they commenced it on false information, and they finished it on false information. So yes, you're liable for damages. So in that time where they were now saying that I was planning to do all this pre-planning, the fact was I didn't have money to go hire 100 people at $50 a head. No way in the world. But again, it's about putting information out there that may or may not be correct. Yep, I may do it, but I may not. You should have waited the 14 days to find out. I would have been at the meeting. But anyway, that's what they've done. They move on to media publications, and they talk about the Courier Mail newspaper has published several articles on the website by the internal. And they did mention my website earlier about the Little Man versus ISS. That was a website I put up talking about this case, and they had it taken down. But after the court case, I wrote to Free Webs and I got them to put it back up, because I won the court case. So they had no authority to have it taken down. So then I had to threaten Free Webs with a court case if they didn't put it back up. So they very quickly put it back up. So they went on about the Courier Mail's publishing the following articles: publication, Brisbane Airport security breach alarm. And then another publication, airport's an easy target, air security lacks skill, air supporting screening, further weapons test, turn a blind eye to drugs in the mail. That one was about a load of drugs that went through, a small package of drugs that went through Australia Post that they found, and they were told to repack it and send it. Now, on TV and on media, they tell you that drugs are illegal in Australia and that the police will come and see you if you have these sort of things in your hands. They will sometimes process your drugs and send them in a bid to track who picks them up at the other end. So that's why when they open them and they seal them back up again, they go, oh, we saw this, but you can have it. You're being set up. Everywhere those drugs then proceed from that point will pretty much be tagged, and someone's going to come knocking on your door sooner or later. The same with large sums of money. We're not interested in where you move large sums of money. People move it through the mail all the time. It's just one of those things. Some people obviously don't believe in bank transfers, or it's dark money, but no one ever really looks at it. The same with drugs. If it's a small amount, no one ever looks at it. They don't really care. Airport hopefuls flunk tests. That's because in their own publications, someone mentioned how they had to have assistants to read the questions and be able to answer the questions to get their security license in the first place. Airport security still a worry. Airport luggage racketeer alleged. Airport security lapse sparks police raid. Now that lapse, that was the Australian Federal Police raiding ASS's office. So you can imagine how they would have felt about that, considering the AFP had been defending them up until this point, and this was in the 16th of April 2008. So it's not long before, it's around my court case time that they then went in and raided them. But that's because they've been hiding a lot of stuff they shouldn't have been. There's stuff that they're supposed to disclose to the AFP, and they never were doing it because I was picking them up for it, because the staff would tell me, oh, this has just happened, Security standards, security screen breaches, publication security shifts blame for alert, publications not good enough. So you can see I had, in fact, the first publication that went out that was Airport, an easy terror target, was actually done by a reporter from the Courier Mail, Tuck Thompson, and it was the first time in 11 years that 3 pages had been taken up for the purpose of a media outlet. It's further stated here that Mr. Aggett has spoken to the Courier Mail reporter Tuck Thompson in relation to ISS Security's comments have been published in the Queensland newspaper and also the Courier Mail to a wide extensive audience. Now that audience reached the USA, Canada, every country, every Western country. It went wide, and pilots, especially on their pilot reviews, were all happy about what I had done, because they said finally someone's stepping up and showing the defects in the security processes that need to be changed and addressed to ensure that air safety is in fact safe. So everybody who I ever spoke to has said, it's good that someone stood up and said something. So although it's against ISS policy to keep all these illegal actions under wrap, it wasn't against the people doing the jobs, and the people doing the jobs were the ones copping the blame for the lapses when it was actually pushed on them by the management so that airplanes weren't late on departure. Because as you can understand, that would then cause more problems later on when the plane goes to land, and a lot of money. So we'll catch up more. We're going to start on the January 16 publication, which is the Brisbane Airport's an easy target for terrorists. which is what I basically spoke about, along with some ex-ISS staff members, and what actually came out in that, and the information that was disclosed. See you at the next episode. Please like and share.